Well, hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today we are checking out the Cold Steel Code 4. This is new for 2013. This is an amazing 3.5-inch EDC tactical wilderness knife. I'm going to say, and as you see through this review, you're going to see that they can do basically all those things together and excel at all of those ones, regardless if you're out in the wilderness, you know, on a camping trip, you're just EDCing it for the day, or if you are in the military or law enforcement and you needed a good 3.5-inch folder, this baby will do all of the above. Code 4 in law enforcement stands for no assistance needed. In other words, it's covered. I don't need your help anymore. And I would say that that is a great name for this Code 4. And we're just going to jump right into the blade design here really quick. And then we got tons of field testing here today, as well as just to go through the whole review of this blade. But you got a 3.5-inch to the handle knife. That's the knife blade itself, made out of AUS 8A steel, Rockwell hardness 57 to 58, out of Japan, not Seki City, Japan. That's where VG10 comes from, but out of Japan. So this is Japanese-made AUS 8A steel. Great. It's my favorite budget type of steel. It is a budget steel. You know, it's not VG10 or 154 CM or S30V, but it is a great budget steel. I love it a lot more than, say, the Chinese HCR 13 MOV. This one comes with a hollow grind. You can see it's uncoated blade, which is awesome. This happens to be the clip point version. You can also get it in tanto or drop point and serrated or non-serrated. We got the plain edge here today, and this is just an amazing blade. And that design, I love that clip point, is just awesome, and it is very impressive. When I pulled it out of the box, I'm like, whoa, that's a big, impressive blade. But as we go through this review, you can see that you can definitely rock this EDC as well. So let's go ahead, jump on into this review, and see how this baby performs. So we got some nice heavy-duty nylon cord here. You can just see, again, as we know from Cold Steel, razor sharp, hollow grind. This AUS 8A steel is just so impressive. Gonna go right through your heavy-duty nylon cord, no problem. And this is a plain edge. I don't think you need the serrations at all, but you can just see here, easy going through that nylon, heavy-duty nylon rope. Awesome slicer of man-made materials, the Code 4. You can see here, this is double thick cardboard, way more heavy-duty than your average cardboard. And you can see I'm just doing a push cut through here, doing a great job tearing right through that cardboard, taking it to task. You can see it's a really hard push, you know, because of how thick it is. You can see there, I mean, that's just double thick cardboard, man. And this Code 4 is just going right through it and dominating this this man-made material of a cardboard box. And very comfortable in my hand as I'm doing this. You know, it's not hurting my hand. Really nice thick spine back there at I believe it said 5 millimeters. So that's a really nice thick spine that you're going to be able to just get really good push and go right through that that cardboard. It's going to be really nice that you can do that. And then that AUS 8 still holding a great edge there, razor sharp. I'll go here too, a little bit lighter, way thinner. You can just see the difference here. I mean, that's half as thick. Boom, right through there, slicing right through it. That hollow grind is doing a great job cutting through that cardboard. Awesome. All right, so let's take a look at the deployment and locking mechanism on the Code 4. You can see here it has this thumb stud, very similar to all the other thumb studs that come on, say, the mini Recon 1, the full-size Recon 1, the Lawman, all those different knives, very, very similar, exact same. You got a flathead screwdriver on this side so that you can move it back and forth, so lefties and righties, this is totally ambidextrous for you guys for that thumb stud, which is awesome, really well designed. And then it is far enough away from the handle so you can get a really good purchase with your thumb, and you can just sit there. I'm not even going to flick my wrist. Boom, whips open with authority, locks into place, really easy for a lockback design, which is really nice that it gives you that kind of deployment. Boom. You got those bronze bushings in there so that it's going to be very strong. And then the lockup is superb. Left, right, up, down, zero wiggle, zero play because of the Triad locking design, which is superb. One of the, I would say, the best lockback design on the market for strength. Very, very strong. I would say it's stronger than any Spyderco that I have used, regardless if it's the Endura or the Delica 4 or whatever. I mean, this is a super thick piece of steel right back there, keeping the blade in place. And you can see if you just put your index finger right up here, push down on the lock, the weight of the blade swings it closed. Boom, you can close it one-handed, which is really nice. And you don't really have to worry about it catching your finger, you know, hurting yourself. So the deployment and lockup is superb for both EDC, tactical, all that type of stuff. And we're actually going to test out this lockback design now with some light batoning as well as some stabbing. We're going to see how that Triad locking mechanism, really how strong it really is and how what you can do with it. But from just a deployment and closing level, the thumb stud, the bushings, and then the lockback design are awesome on the Code 4. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going to do some batoning just to show you the Triad locking system with this Code 4. Now, I would not recommend this. We got some dried out pine right here. You know, this isn't necessarily what you want to be doing, but if you had to with your Code 4, easy. Boom. Went right through that piece of wood. We'll do another one here. Do a couple more. And you can do this with all those Triad locking blades just because of how strong that Triad locking system is. Awesome. And you can definitely get some kindling going if you need to. So again, zero blade play after having done that. You know, total lockup is still perfect. And that's what's awesome with that huge, thick piece of steel for that locking mechanism. The 3 points of you know, retention on that lock is just awesome. You could definitely hard use the Code 4 and all Triad locking knives by Cold Steel, and they will hold up even under some batoning. All right, so I want to look here at the handle material on the Code 4, and in guest with us today, we have a Mini Recon 1, just to kind of show you some perspective. You can see that they are so similar. You got a clip point design here on the Code 4, clip point design on the Recon, Mini Recon 1, exact same handle design, exact same pocket clips that we'll see here in a second. Pocket clips are exactly the same in design. The material that they use on the Code 4 is different than the G10 on all the other pocket knife models that kind of the Code 4 takes its heritage from, in that this is 6061 aluminum, and you can see it's kind of grayed out there a little bit. Real nice. It's not scratching up and scuffing up. I carried it in my pocket EDC for a while now with no wear really on that coating. If it is a coating, it may not be. That just may be the natural color of 6061 aluminum, but either way, real nice 5-inch handle. So it's kind of a longer handle, but it is super thin, and the knife weighs in at 4.3 ounces. So for a large blade at 8.5 inches total, you know, 3.5-inch blade for 3.5-inch blade, 5-inch handle, you're going to 8.5 inches overall. And even though it's a 5-inch handle, it weighs in at only 4.3 ounces. And what's awesome is that it's real nice and thin, guys. It's going to ride real slim in your pocket, not take up a lot of real estate in its width. And this Mini Recon, you can see here, I'm just going to try and show you, is almost definitely a third thicker than your Code 4. So even though this Mini Recon 1 is only 3 inches, and this is 3.5, and a lot bigger blade, obviously, this Mini Recon 1 is actually thicker in the handle than this Code 4, which really lends this Code 4 just to be an awesome blade for the handle. Now, the traction is 0 on the sides, you know, because it is aluminum, but what's awesome is it won't destroy your pocket like, say, this G10. This G10 is so destructive to your everyday pants, jeans, dockers, dress pants, you know, that type of stuff. It is so destructive. It's great for tactical and wilderness use in those type of environments, but for out in the just everyday use, it is so destructive. And what's awesome with this aluminum handle scales is that you're not going to experience that. It's not going to thrash your pocket. That pocket clip is really stiff, you know, so it's going to be able to slide in and out of your pocket and hold really good retention there, also with that lanyard hole. But oh my gosh, I mean, you can see there, I have large size gloves, and I have tons of room to spare on there, and that deep finger guard, finger choil right here, locks you into place. You got a little bit of traction there with that kind of attempted jimping. Pretty lame in my opinion, but they do give you a little bit of traction, but it's that lockup right here so that you could do a thrusting motion. You're not going to slide around, even though it is aluminum, and really use this in a tactical format if you had to, wilderness use, whatever. You know, for a 3.5-inch knife that's not going to destroy your pocket, you get to be able to use it just so well, and that aluminum is very It's tough and strong. You're not going to worry about bending, breaking your knife. You know, if you are doing some really hard use with your Code 4, letting everyone know that you don't need any more assistance. You know, that assistance is no longer needed with your Code 4. The handle material is awesome, and I just kind of wanted to show you that side by side there of a Mini Recon 1 and the Code 4, so you can kind of get an idea. As well, I just want to talk really quick about the coating. You know, the coating I hate on the Cold Steels just because it's a spray-on, totally bogus. Gives you the sense of Mandalorian armor, which is a plus, and, you know, cool, you know, that you're using your knife. But at the same time, you know, I mean, it just sucks. It's so bad, it's just spray-on. So they didn't coat this one, which is awesome. I love that. You know, so you can really hard use this blade, and it doesn't really look like it's been used hard because there's no coating that just automatically scuffs off. So that's another plus on that blade steel, and that they decided to not go with the coating. Just really classy design on that Code 4 knife that you're going to really enjoy using and give you plenty of lockup and traction for your EDC, tactical, or even wilderness use. All right, so here's the pocket clip on the Code 4. You can see how low this very large 5-inch handled knife rides in your pocket. Very unobtrusive, you know, very small, easy though. Grab, you pull it out, boom, use the knife, collapse it, put it back in your pocket, you're good to go. So this is a really nice, very unobtrusive knife to be carrying. You can see the lanyard hole right there, so your lanyard will be able to hang out, easily grab if you want to do a lanyard as well. But that is awesome for a big 5-inch handled pocket knife. And you can see how well this Code 4 can process wood if need be, both for whittling, carving, you know, getting a fire stick going if you needed to, some shavings for your fire, whatever. Very comfortable, even with these gloves on. I'm going to get full, you know, traction, again, with those aluminum handle scales. I mean, just awesome. Cold Steel's hollow grind, which is amazing. You know, and at 3.5 inches is perfect length. And then if I need to, which is really cool, they give you this kind of blank area that definitely will fit my finger, and I wear large size gloves, and I can get really good control and get really aggressive then on the wood if I need to. And really just an amazing folder for processing wood as well as the man-made materials. And you can see as I stab, if I'm holding this in a reverse grip like this, because of how deep this finger guard choil is right here, and if I got my thumb up here, even though this is aluminum in these handles and zero traction on the sides, I am totally locked in. I could totally do a stab and I'm not worried about sliding down and hurting myself. And you could definitely do that type of, you know, tactical stabbing motion without worrying about sliding down and hurting yourself. And with that Triad lock, you know, I am getting deep penetration in there. Great design with that clip point. Nice, got a really reinforced tip, so you're not worried about chipping or breaking that blade. I mean, this thing you could definitely do some stabbing if you had to and not worry about sliding up and hurting yourself. So you're going to get some really good traction on the Code 4. All right, everybody, so in conclusion, this Cold Steel Code 4 is going to be a great overall knife for you. You can't go wrong with this blade. If you've been thinking about it, do it. You can get it between 55 and 60 bucks, and it is totally worth it, particularly if you're looking for that 3.5-inch super strong lockback design knife that can basically do a plethora of tasks. This Code 4 is going to do it for you. So thanks for watching, everyone. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.